This week we got to speak to Shirley's Giving Hands, an organization that feeds thousands of people each and every single week. The work that they are doing is absolutely amazing, and we are so glad that we got the opportunity to share their story with you. We began by speaking to the owner of the organization, Lucille.
Tell us, how did it all start?
My name is Lucille Poole. I'm the founder of Shirley's Giving Hands. It's a non-profit organization. I started back in my youth already with my grandmother. It's named after her, Shirley's Giving Hands. The reason why I did it is I live in the Kuils River, and I saw what the community, the people is going through. When I moved to Kraaifontein, it was very difficult for me because I didn't know the people. There was a lot of children in the street begging for food, asking for money. Even the children, grown-ups also, and it's like people of 80 years old, 70 years old, standing in queues and stuff, knocking at your door, please help me for bread, or please help me with this. My focus was in life always to help one another. You don't have to help thousands of people. One is enough to help, as long as you can see at the end that they achieve the goal. My thing in life is to just not give food out, but to educate them, to help them, to have skills development, to help themselves, to uplift themselves.
Are there any problems that you see in the community?
Wow, the biggest problem in this community is drugs, gangsterism, and all comes from poverty. Because there's no work, the people don't find work. Well, the only thing they can do is go steal, break in the houses, go on. Most of the organizations out here, they give food for the people, but they don't do skills development with them, how to show them how to equip themselves. So I think that is the most important thing, is to also not feed them, but also help them to be in the society again, help them to educate themselves. So I believe strongly in that a person that is standing in that line, one of the day they can buy their own food. That is my motto. That is how I see those people standing outside, to help them. Not just give them food, but to help them, educate them, skills develop, train them to be someone, to help someone else also one day.
How can we as a society help out these organizations?
We don't have people funding us. We work out of our own pocket. We work out of the people that's a friend, a neighbor. We have a few donors, but they can also just give us the X amount. They can't give for everyone. So what they do, they help, but they can't help us like to equip ourselves to feed people, parcels for these people, elderly people. They stand in lines. If we can get more from the society to help us, sponsorships, people out there to come see what we're doing and just come help us, it will make a big difference.
What is the impact that your organization hopes to make?
People that's hungry, I want to feed them. I don't want poverty in this area. I'm there to help them, to educate them, to go out there to make a living for themselves and not stand in queues. But for me to give a child a plate of food, it makes my day. It makes me happy. So just that children, they don't have, maybe it's their first meal for the day. We don't know what's going on in the houses. We don't know what's going on. So the only thing is for me, if they stand here, is to give them at least a warm plate of food so they can go sleep nice and warm and know they're not hungry.
And when you see a child that is as young as the children that we saw outside, how does that make you feel?
Makes me very sad. I love kids. All my organizations that I'm working with, they know children come first. First feed the children, then the elderly, and the middle person can come afterwards. It's very sad what's happening in our lives now, where we're going to and what is happening. The youth, it's just going backwards in life. There's nothing for them. That children standing there, 2, 3 years old, their parents is 16, 17 years old. That's in drugs. They drink, they go on, they on the streets. Grandmother needs to help. They need to look after their children. And grandmother also just gets SASA, so it's very heartbreaking. That's what's going on.
What are some of the struggles of running a soup kitchen?
What we receive of our donors, if it's up, it's up. You need to go outside. You need to go see where can you get veg, where can you get this. Most of the time there's no gas. You need to take out of your own pocket and buy that electricity, because the people, they already know on a Tuesday and a Thursday I must be here at this house. I'm going to get food. How do you tell the people you don't have? To work in a community and give everything that you have.
Is there anything that you would like the viewers to know?
What I want for the viewers to know is to understand our community, is to come out here, to come see what the struggles we as NPOs have here. Where every day we need to help people coming off the streets. That's drugs, it's drunk, it's the whole brand when it comes to everything is bad. So if there's people outside, come help us, make a difference in our community with the youth, with the children, invest in our youth. I think everything will go smooth. If as long as we can keep our children busy, our youth busy with life skills, youth development, things like this won't happen.
If you are interested in learning more about Shirley's Giving Hands, then please check out their details down in the description below. And while you're down there, also check out our Patreon link. Here at Making a Change, we are completely non-profit and we rely on the funds that we generate from our Patreons in order to do these visits each and every single week. But now, let's get back to the video.
So how did it all start?
My name is Elaine Barley and my organization is called Feed the Need for obvious reasons. And I started about 2 years ago. I met a wonderful lady called Lucille. She took my hand, which is such a giving hand, and led me to where I am today, feeding the people. The reason why I am doing it is because I was looking at my community and I was like, what is going on? Because you have kids with no shoes. I don't know if you saw, there was a boy coming for food in his underwear. Now imagine that in the winter. Imagine having a queue of kids outside, bare feet, a t-shirt that's wet. They don't have a rain jacket. It kills you because you as a parent do whatever you can for your kids. And to see some parents failing, not because they are failures, but because the system has failed them. Our community has failed them. I don't know if you've seen, in the queues today, there was no young men. There was older men, there was boys, little boys, but there was no young men because they cannot walk around. Because gangsterism is such a huge factor in my community. If you don't belong in a gang, you cannot walk anywhere. And if you do belong in a gang, you can only walk certain areas. So if there's no feeding scheme in your area, then you're not going to eat because gangs rule here. You cannot walk where you want to walk. So I feed as much as I can, wherever I can. You will not always catch me feeding here. I will go to another section and I will try and give out food there to reach everyone. To answer your question, why am I doing this? I'm doing this for my community because if I'm not going to do it, who else? And if I want someone else to do it, I have to show them the way.
How can we as a society help?
People think help and they think big numbers. They think big things. It's not going to cost you a lot of money. If you take 20 rand out of your salary, or you give it to any soup kitchen, you fed 10 kids that day for a 20 rand. I would say to the working class, don't think, oh, you know, I can only give so, that 20 rand, a bread is 20 rand. So whatever little you give is going to feed someone. So don't think, I don't have money, I can't do this. And if you cannot give money, donate food. Donate a bag of rice. Donate 2 kg sugar. I can feed 50 kids. I can give them breakfast. 50 kids with a 2 kg sugar. Every little help. And don't think you cannot make a change or make a difference. You can. Anyone can. It is not about, stop saying I don't have money or stop saying I can't do this. You can. Everyone can. My daughter can give a 10 rand of her allowance towards my soup kitchen. So come on, anyone can.
What are some of the struggles of running a soup kitchen?
Reliable help. Day-to-day costs, because I mean, you take your gas. You need gas. You cannot cook without gas. Gas is probably so important for any soup kitchen. And not just that, the utensils, the pots, the proper stove, spices, and then you have the food, but you would like to give a cool drink or give any type of sustenance, but it is just, the help is so minimal. And again, so grateful for all our donors, but there's always room for more. There's always room for growth, and there's so many ways you can help.
Is there anything that you would like the viewers to know?
Don't think you cannot make a change. That 10 rand that you're going to use to buy a cool drink, or that 5 rand that you're going to use to buy a packet of chips, helps. Don't for a second think you cannot help. Every little counts. And I know it sounds cheesy, but it's facts and it's the truth. Every little help. Whether it is financial, whether it is your time to help me, help with the feeding. I love feeding. I love cooking. Feeding is a big job. To give out the food is a big job. So even if you want to come help dish, even if you have utensils that you don't use, donate. We always need financial assistance. We always need any type of aid. But don't for a second think you cannot help. You can.
So that was our visit to Shirley's Giving Hands, and if you guys want to hear more about them, then all you need to do is check out all of their links and all of their information down in the description below. But if you like that video, then I think you are going to love this video.